Xbox have just announced another bunch of games coming to Xbox Game Pass throughout the first half of February. So in this video, we're going to be running down every single one to give you a little bit of insight on what's new on the service. It's not the best selection of games they've ever dropped, but there are some interesting titles, some exciting indies, and of course some day one releases. So let's get stuck into it. But before we do, if you like the content that I create here at Direckt Gaming, I would love for you to hit the like and subscribe buttons and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single video. We're all about bringing you positive Xbox content and helping you find your next favorite game on Xbox Game Pass. So without further ado, let's get stuck into it. This is the new games coming to Game Pass this February. Contrast is a 1920s vaudevillian film noir-inspired action puzzle game where you're shifting between light and dark and using shadows to solve puzzles in this 2D, 3D title. Although the reviews aren't great with just a 65 on Metacritic for the Xbox 360 release, this is the first time we've heard anything from Compulsion Games, and it could be a tease for something coming soon from this intriguing Xbox Game Studios team. Since they were acquired, they've been radio silent, and there's only been a couple of rumors that they're working on a horror game with a comedic tone, but it could mean exciting things if they're ramping up for an announcement this year. Contrast is out now on Xbox Game Pass for cloud and consoles. A game that released in 2021 on Switch and PC to pretty decent reviews, and a game with an interesting premise, Dreamscaper is a highly replayable action roguelite with two game modes, where during the day, you're exploring the town of Red Haven, forging relationships and unlocking upgrades, and then at nighttime you're plunged into the depths of your dreams or nightmares. Dreamscaper is a top-down action roguelite and has a gorgeous art style with some incredibly interesting landscapes to explore throughout your dreams. The combat does look pretty fun, and I like the fact that there's a city to explore and things to do outside of the dream that sets it apart from some other roguelites as well. Could be one worth checking out for you roguelike fans, and it's out now on all Game Pass platforms. Developed by the creator of Her Story, Sam Barlow, who also worked on Silent Hill Shattered Memories, Telling Lies is a full-motion video narrative thriller where you're exploring lost recordings and trying to piece together a mystery. Starring Logan Marshall Green, Alexandra Shipp, and Carrie Bechet, this is a game that definitely won't appeal to all players, that's for sure, but one that the trailers have immediately intrigued me, and I'll be downloading this one ASAP. As you comb through these secret recordings, you will uncover the truth about these characters in what has been called Sam Barlow's best work to date. The game even got a decent 80% on Metacritic for the Xbox version. Let me know what you think of FMV games in 2022, but I know I'll be playing this one very soon. It's out now on cloud, console, and PC. Originally releasing into early access back in 2015, and with its full release coming in 2020, this sandbox strategy game about siege, weapons, castles, and chaos is finally coming to Xbox consoles into game preview on February 10th. Developed and self-published by Spiderling Games, create war machines to obliterate fortresses, annihilate legions of soldiers, navigate hazards, and solve physics puzzles. In the single-player campaign, you'll conquer your way through 4 distinct islands, each with their own theme, packed with fully destructible levels, and see you bring your enemies to their knees. This kind of gives me vibes of totally accurate battle simulator, but maybe not as insane, with its chaotic and sandbox-based fun, and it has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. Check it out on February the 10th. The hugely popular squad-based multiplayer shooter from Smilegate Entertainment is finally releasing in the West in this upgraded and expanded version, with a single-player campaign developed by the infamous Remedy Entertainment. Although the multiplayer is huge in Korea in particular, this game hasn't made waves in the West like others in the genre like CSGO, and it will be interesting to see how this succeeds, especially with its release into Game Pass. I'm pretty sure when they first announced the game was coming to console, the single-player campaign maybe wasn't going to be included on Xbox Game Pass, but from the announcement it seems it will be, and it's exciting that this is being developed by Remedy. Known for their work on Max Payne, Alan Wake, and most recently Control, Remedy are known for their incredible storytelling, interesting characters, and high-quality titles. And I'm really excited to see what they bring to a modern FPS campaign filled with huge set pieces and a worldwide conflict. Check it out in just a few days' time on Xbox consoles. looking like a AA JRPG with tactical, turn-based combat and a captivating story, with crazy mounts to ride and some gorgeous environments. This could definitely be one for fans of JRPGs. The game originally released June 2021 for PC in early access, and is now getting its full console release on all platforms and Game Pass on day one. With the developer being called Midgar Studios, and Yasunori Mitsuda composing for the game, who has worked on games like Chrono Trigger and Xenogears, there is some clear inspiration from the Final Fantasy series as well as other Square Enix RPGs, as you play as Darien, a soldier whose world has been invaded by a technologically superior race. With sci-fi and fantasy inspiration and what looks to be a really interesting hex-based combat system, Edge of Eternity could really scratch that JRPG itch for Xbox players wanting something fresh and new. Now this one could really be one of the picks of the bunch for February Game Pass games. Skul the Hero Slayer is an action roguelite where you play as a little skelly boy who has the ability to remove or throw his skull at enemies, and each head that you wear grants you different powers and abilities. With over 100 playable characters and the ability to synergize different characters together to create wild combinations for ultimate power, this game's stunning pixel art style, fast-paced combat, and huge boss fights reviewed well for PC in 2021, getting itself an 80 on Metacritic. The UI looks super similar to Dead Cells, and the art style is in the same vein, and this is one that I'll definitely download and give it a go. Skul the Hero Slayer is out on February 10th for all Game Pass platforms. Set in the world of the children's illustrated novel The Last Kids on Earth, this semi-open world action RPG follows the kids from the book in an adventure set in the post-apocalypse where you have to fight against zombies and monsters and save the world from the queen of the slime monsters. Probably a good one for the kids to play, but maybe not one for the history books. The game only has a few reviews from its release in June 2021, with some around 55 or 60 and the highest at 70. But if your kids are fans of the book series and you want something to play together, then this might be worth a download, as it includes 4-player couch co-op campaign as well as a horde mode as well. Check it out on all Game Pass platforms on February the 10th. It seems crazy to think that Ark Survival Evolved has been around on Xbox since 2015, and since then has amassed a huge community and massive expansions over the years. With Ark Ultimate Survivor Edition coming to Game Pass, players can get the definitive version of this hugely popular survival game, including the expansions Scorched Earth, Aberration, Extinction, and Genesis Parts 1 and 2. With cross-platform multiplayer on Xbox and PC, up to 70 players on a server, 2-player local co-op as well, and literally thousands of hours of content to dive into, and of course, dinosaurs you can ride and fly, Ark has made a huge impact and has been a massive success, despite it only getting a very nice Metacritic of 69 on its initial 1.0 release back in 2017. Although Ultimate Survivor Edition came out last year, its place on Xbox Game Pass is pretty exciting for players new and old who want to have the whole suite of content at their fingertips, and it will be live on all Game Pass platforms on February the 14th. A retro-styled 2D side-scrolling RPG, which is actually kind of rare in this day and age. Infernax is a huge throwback to RPGs of the past, with its great pixel art style, catchy as hell chiptune music, and an old school quality that just oozes from every pixel. With decision making and multiple endings, quest lines and dialogue to choose, tons of weapons, armor, and items to customize your playthrough, the developers at Berserk Studios say they tried to capture the essence of games that left a mark on them as children, and is a recreation of that experience they had growing up playing obscure NES games, the kind of game that left you with a feeling of accomplishment. With challenging boss fights, secrets around every corner, and brutal combat as you explore this land as a great knight and rid your homeland of unholy magic, Infernax looks like a super fun throwback and one that I can see making a splash for indie lovers in 2022. It is a day one release on Xbox Game Pass for cloud, console, and PC. And that's it for games coming to the service in the first half of February, but there are also some updates worth checking out. Grounded's latest update, Into the Woods, expands the yard to explore further, gives you termite mounds to delve into for a challenging dungeon experience, and more. And this really makes me want to jump back in and experience a bit more of this awesome little game from Obsidian. Also, Flight Simulator has its best update yet, Australia. Go and check out our beautiful country in digital form with new locations, handcrafted airports, and more. I think this will be worth the 100 gig download all over again. Finally, leaving the service this month on February the 15th is Control, Code Vein, Final Fantasy XII, The Medium, Project Winter, and The Falconeer. Check them out while you can, and if you want to save 20% discount on them and own them forever, get them before they leave the service. And that is it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below which of these games you're interested in. Is there any new Game Pass games that you're really digging right now? Let me know down in the comments below. And as I said at the start of the video, if you like the content I create on this channel, please hit like, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Thanks everybody for watching, and until next time, peace.